time when he goes in on you, and you can really isolate the Lich and fights as well. So it would be a strong laning presence with the Starladder, but I prefer the fact they're going for a acceptable support in the Wyvern, and it's also really good against the Gyro in terms of countering his B.
Radiant team.
But a nice pickup to counter both the Dazzle's healing and the Wyvern healing. While AA, it is actually hard early game to hit a lot of heroes with that blast, and yeah, it's pretty short early game before you get up your Ags. It's certainly something where Wyvern will cold embrace the target to save their life, and you just drop that Ice Blast on them. They're suddenly having a very bad day. At the same time, he's not the strongest in lane. He needs someone else to help him set up the cold feet if you actually want it to proc, and not sure how well that's going to go for them.
5 seconds remaining.
I think they could quite easily get sets up either a Rubik or just any kind of stun. Maybe Avenge wouldn't be too bad either. Been seeing that hero kind of come back a bit, and it suits what Dark want to do pretty well. It gives them a way of saving their gyrocopter when it gets initiated on. Roche as well, which is something we should probably be looking at, because Gyro's really strong with an Aegis. They have decent team fight already around the pit. I'd like to see Avenge, if possible.
I feel like both of these teams have nice pit fight, though. It's one of those, whoever's in the pit, I feel, may suffer. Just because if Stark is in there, they could fall prey to the Winter's Curse, the Slithering Crush, which has a huge AoE. I'll show that in-game. Its AoE is actually obscene. And now the Jug pickup, so this could just be an early push lineup from OG.
It's a really good fighting lineup as well. Jug's really good against, like, Pluck Gyro early, because one level in spin does the job at dealing with their burst. So it's harder for them to kill.
You think it's still
susceptible to AA?
Yeah. A little bit surprising that they picked another hero into AA, but at the same time you can potentially do, I think, you know, maybe you stick the Wyvern Jug in one lane and then the Slaughter Dazzle elsewhere, and you can't AA blast every single lane.
You're worrying about the AA blast at mid 1, you're having some problems.
Yeah, I know. I just mean later on when I'm expecting the group up and push just from this lineup of OG. Maybe every now and again you group up and push because you've got crap tons of sustain, and then if you all take an AA blast to the face, it's not fun. But at the same time, before the Aghanims, it's not the biggest of threats, right? You're only 8, 9, 10 seconds long, and this AA is probably not going to be level 6 until maybe even 12 minutes into the game, depending on how much stacking he has to do and so on.
Yeah, OG could definitely find a window before have everything, but it's quite hard for them to be decent with pushing. If you go for the tower, Gyro is very good at defending it if they want to do that. So I think it's revolve a lot around pickoffs for OG at the moment and control of the map as to when they look to push. I don't think it's just butt your head against towers and wait for them to fall kind of line up.
Yeah. So, now, for last pickups, probably looking for a strong mid laner for Miracle or No Tail on the lineup of OG. And Stark also, so they're worried about the Lina mid for OG.
Yeah, I think that's a good hero against everything OG have right now, so sensible ban. And again, it's an awkward hero to lane against.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, also sometimes just blows up one of your heroes. Wyvern, Cold Embrace, not going to do so much work against Alina, but it means that the mid heroes that are super viable, I mean, Stark could again go for the Alchemist. Didn't have much success last time, but maybe you try it again, bit of a different game.
I don't think it's ideal the hero that OG pick first so they can adapt what they want to do with their mid, using to what OG do. I wouldn't mind seeing a mag from OG. That could be a decent hero. They might look to go for something that's a bit more of a core though, and have Starladder just be the initiating hero, opposed to letting him scale at all.
I actually completely agree with you. I would love to see a mag here. It would add a bunch of team fight. It would also help the Juggernaut flash farm. We've been seeing quite a few Juggernauts in competitive going Battle Fury just to help them farm even faster. And by having a mag, it means the Jug doesn't have to worry about that. So really nice there. And
the more I think about it, it's hard to play mag this game because Clock can find him out. Rubik's also really good against the hero. So while it works well with your lineup, you do have to worry about the fact it's not the best against Stark. They have ways of dealing with it.
100%. We
I like
also
could ban out though.
How do you feel about just a Razor pickup from OG? for the mid. Pretty strong, should generally do pretty well in that lane, and it can kind of be their frontline-ish tank, eventually get up an Ags for pushing.
10 seconds
Might be a bit
remaining.
too all in, especially if you don't see the hero from Stark yet. Razor's one of those heroes you want to win his lane. If he doesn't win his lane, he has a lot of trouble. And the supports from Stark have pretty good ganking ability, and Razor's not the tankiest hero early, so it might be a bit of a susceptible pick.
What about
I like the
Beastmaster
idea
mid?
behind it, though.
I'm throwing out more heroes. Beastmaster mid. Analyze that. No, I just think it's another
it gives
hero
them the map
that...
control you need to get pickoffs. That's a
Yeah.
good option.
And it would help with the inner beast is actually such a powerful passive, and getting up those necro books would also add another attack speed bonus for them. So this Juggernaut's going to be hitting hard and fast. So a lot of different
I
options.
think I'd like
though.
that more than the mag, actually.
Also, potentially, I'm trying to think of other heroes that would maybe do well
10
against
seconds
Clockwork
remaining.
and so on, and I'm not sure. A Venomonster could be... Okay, it's the Beastmaster. We'll just say I'm a genius. We'll go with that one.
I think that was a really smart idea, actually. I find it really hard when I don't have the hero pool in front of me to list off options.
Oh yeah,
Because I
that's...
kind of just think what's in the meta, and most of
Yeah.
it stand out right now. So I really wish there was like a pop-up when you're spectating so you can see the hero pool.
And it's the Ember Spirit. I was just about to mention that. I think that it's really rough here. I was actually going to suggest Ember Spirit, maybe potentially for OG, but they actually don't run the Ember that much. Feels like Ember in Europe kind of got a spotty record, but that is neither here nor there. We see it like in every single America's game. So, but yeah, I think the Ember's actually terrifying here. I would not want to be the Ember player for stock because you've got all this minus armor. As an Ember Spirit, you can't deal with physical damage, and Beastmaster has quite a bit of physical damage. Slaughter, of course, amps up the physical damage you're taking. You're dealing with a Dazzle. Like, they have a lot of lockdown on stock, on OG, to deal with this Ember, so a bit surprised that stock went for it and not OG.
Works well with Stark's heroes, but this is one of the
10
games where I
seconds
don't think it's an Ember game at all. Like, they have the pick off from Starladder Beastmaster. It gives you a lot of threat when you try. That's what you have to do this game. You cannot fight into OG unless you're ahead, and while he can get ahead from the laning stage because his supports are good at roaming, and they can definitely kill the Beastmaster pushing around, or they just smoke through his Hawks. He can get a laning state, he can get an advantage there, but if that doesn't happen and OG happen to get ahead, he's just got to play the split game, which is not ideal this game. So
Yeah.
it has to go well for them to work. I don't think it's a lineup where they can afford the full bind with this Ember, because then it all falls on the gyro.
100%. And that guy, as we saw last game, he needs quite a bit to hit like a truck these days. Either way, let's get into it. We got Fly on the lineup of OG, which we don't know what it stands for, but he's rocking that Dazzle. Wyvern's going to be played up by Crit Jug on Miracle, leaving us Moon on the Slaughter with a little extra horn crown thing. Or is that meant to be his light dongle? Is like sticking. That is his light dongle. I thought he had a horn. That's new. And No Tail on the Beastmaster. This guy has played this hero crap ton. I think he has a 90% win rate. Yeah, last time I checked, there may have been some games yesterday that changed this up, but had a 90% win rate on Beastmaster, which is a little obscene. Tossing it over to you.
His micro is amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
Over for Stark, we have Boogie on the carry gyro, Varlix on the AA, Trixie on the offlane clock, Nymphy on his Ember, and Oki on the Rubik as we have a fight.
Yeah, we got the cold, the chilling touch already out, but there's a spin. Jug not taking anything. Moon actually gets a stun up on 3, and his OKC are going to be the one to go down. Miracle, he needs to catch up, but he can't. And it looks like a lot of people super low on the lineup of stock, but no one able to seal the deal. This is still pretty painful for stock. They have a number of people who might as well just go home to the fountain or need to use up all of their regen, weakening their laning phase. And it's Miracle mid!
Yeah, I actually like this more because the Beastmaster's cool, like, to the ganks, whereas Miracle, you can't kill him. He can bin TP out every time, or he can just spin and run away.
Yeah.
But this is smart from OG, and having the Dazzle here as well pressures the Ember a lot, and OKC here is way too low to do anything.
Yep, because of that early engagement, OKC is not in a state, it feels like, to be harassing it out. No Tail's gonna have a nice lane against the Clockwork. I feel like the Beastmaster has a grand old time since he has Boar to be a pain in your arse, and then you've got Wyvern as well, backing it up. Crit already doing some pulling action.
I feel like OKC needs to let this mid thing happen. He needs to go top. He needs to zone out Moon entirely because they have a really strong lane. But if he gets his levels and the like creep Equilibrium goes badly for Stark, he can easily find out Varlix on the side if he's trying to do anything. They should completely zone this Starladder. He's really important right now, and they can actually kill him a lot.
Telekinesis, but they have Chilling Touch first, and he manages to stun so many of them, and the Chilling Touch comes out too late. Okay, I feel like a bit of a mistake. I think that they should probably wait for 2 on Valix, and then it's easy kills, as you said, because level 2 means you can ensure generally that the cold feet will snap. But a little bit of a mistake. They all grouped up on the Slaughter, and actually taking a lot of... Okay, he's just suiciding to creeps. I wanted to show folks this. This AoE is huge on the Slithering Crush, and that's how he's able to catch all 3 heroes constantly. It is actually the biggest. I guess Ravage is the biggest.
With Ravage, yeah, they're all huge spells.
Oh. But yeah, Slithering Crush, not an ulti, is huge. That's all we're gonna say about that. Beastmaster has an Orb of Venom as well. So if he catches Trixie here, Trixie's just gonna have an awful time. It feels like Borslow, Orb of Venom on the Beastmaster, like, you're a jerk, actually.
For the clock. He's losing 1v1, and he basically has to play it like he's against 2 or 3 heroes.
Yeah, which is really surprising. Clockwork generally a hero who does pretty well in 1v1 matchups, but... Awful lane. Awful lane. That's all I want to say there. Miracle also having a grand old time in mid. He has as much farm as the Gyro top. He's actually zoning out, albeit he had a bit of help. But the Rubik was mid too. So, Miracle, melee hero, zoning out. Nempy and I miss our first blood. Slaughter does manage to go down. So is everyone. It looks like Chilling Touch, Cold Feet, and Telekinesis were all used. So, getting the level 2 on Valix proving to be pretty damn vital to the slay.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard lane for him, but if he can get his levels, and as long as he gets something off dying, like lane control or something, it's not too bad for him. His other 2 lanes are definitely winning, and this should be communicated along the team. Actually going on Nempy mid, I don't think it's enough. He has the regen rune on Miracle, so he doesn't mind expending a bit of health and mana just to put pressure. Basically going to force Nempy to auto crow immediately.
And they're going on Trixie bottom as well. The axes finish him off. This game has everybody getting low. Goodness gracious. Fly almost goes down to the tower, but he has enough to pop that salve. And as you said, in mid now, Miracle very happy about his laning positioning. So we are tied up at 1-for-1. I wanted to say it does feel like, as you said, they're expending 3 heroes up there. Moon, he's in one of those lanes where he might have to expend a little bit of... he might have to die a few times to get the experience. Is it really worth it? I mean, you are buying time. You've got 3 heroes forced up there.
If he doesn't opt to do that, he can do what he's doing now, where he tries to like pressure the Ember mid, which I like that he's doing because the lane's in a position where he can't do anything there. So he has to play even more carefully now. He should have the call from his support that the Starladder's coming.
Yeah.
Or at least do something to you.
Jug is he's out leveling Nempy right now. Oh, it's the TP bottle interaction that you hate, but Miracle's out leveling Nempy. He could certainly get off an early. Oh goodness, here comes the Octagon. Splinter Blast, Slithering Crush as well. Do they have the damage output? And yes, they do. They might even work on Valix. Miracle's like, yeah, I kind of wanted this, but I'm going to decide not to, because that's a tower hitting me. But wow, a really nice pickup from OG on a hero, and perfect timing. Can we just talk about how that came just before the level 6, you know? Like... doing a really good job making sure they gank him before he gets all slippery as an Ember Spirit does.
This is just really clean play from OG. They know exactly what the heroes can do and they know what they want to do with it. Moon's probably saying he's not getting anything top, getting zoned out, so he's like, right, I'm going to level sprint to level 2 so he can get in quicker ganks, and he's probably telling his Wyvern, if you come mid, we can easily get a kill here, and communicate that they do it in a really clean fashion. Nice to see the Wyvern like moving around early and not going for the defense.
Yep, almost getting the kill on Nemphy there with the Splinter Blast. Okay, so your stock, I think, what do you think you do here, first of all? Oh goodness, Trixie taking quite a bit of damage. No tail, he's just such a slower. He doesn't even have the balls up. Oh no, and you're caught in the cogs with Trixie. Whoever's TPing in, can he get out? Now No Tail, he's in a spot of trouble. He may go down here, but no, they managed to finish off Ember Spirit mid. We don't even get to see that kill because we're concentrating on bottom. Was that the Omni Slash? It looks like that was the Omni Slash. And Trixie does manage to get out the cogs push there, saving his life, but No Tail having a grand old time on this bottom lane. I see some early rotations from Stalk. I feel like smoking up the Rubik and the AA should generally result in a kill. What do you think?
They have to get the 6 on clock, I think. As you say, the support movement is going to be important this game, but I think they need to prioritize AA being top and pulling as much as they can to get level 6 early. needs to be the one moving around with the clock towards either of the cores to set up kills. Drugs don't think it a possible kill. The only way they can stop him getting away is through cogs, but he just spin, hit the cogs, and get away with face boots. He also has a haste rune now. More time, you can't kill him. And even though feel like he can't die, he's opting to go for stacks now after he pushes the lane in, and he's going to be off the map for a bit. So it's even harder for Stark to do the things, and clock's still not 6. So it's going to take about a minute or two for them to be able to do anything.
Yeah, at the very least they'll get rid of this ward. It didn't have too much time left on it, but you know, it's something. So that'll be nice for
Raw
them.
bottom.
Yeah, there is a primal roar, and now Trixie, he's taking so much physical damage, the axes to finish him off. Holy cow. I mean, also,
this is painful.
He actually has Tranquils up, which is what's even more surprising. Oh, like, Beastmaster Dazzle, huge physical damage combo, but he just doesn't have enough to withstand it time and time again. And another hero who's...
Being ahead's really awkward for them as well. You just can't get anything in that lane.
Yeah. Really well lane from OG. The other thing I think they've done really well is now Ember Spirit's 6, so they say, hey, Clockwork still isn't 6, let's delay that for as long as possible. And Beastmaster, it's certainly fine to expend that Primal Roar whenever it's up, and it looks like they're going for a wraparound using Miracle and Fly, seeing what they can get done on mid. Ember might be hard to catch. Where actually is his Remnant?
Actually looking to wrap around bottom.
He doesn't have a Remnant. Yeah, Trixie's certainly the easier kill, especially if you don't know the state of the Remnant. We got Hawks coming out, gonna make sure that they have perfect eyes on Trixie. He pops up the cogs, and now that they know that that down Miracle can just go in, he's already popped up that the Battery Assault with the spin. They don't even need an ult or anything. They just walk him down with that Max Blade Fury. That is disgusting. And now Moon gonna use a Slithering Crush. Can he steal the rune? He gets the rune.
This is a nightmare game for the Ember.
Yeah. He also has Remnants up, but hasn't been using them terribly liberally, and now Moon, thinking about sprinting in, being a pain in the ass, isn't able to get it. On the upside...
he's dead.
Oh gosh, he is, and so is this
My god.
Relic!
DD haste. And he didn't even need either of those. They had no vision of him.
It's super unlucky and unfair. I mean, as you pointed out, maybe you can attribute some of this to the lack of vision on the lineup of Stark, but just getting super unlucky with the runes. They've lost their bottom tower. Mid looks like it's going down fast. Moon getting some involvement here too. Already has hit his level 6 as the offlaner. And Trixie, yeah, he's level 7. When is that first hook gonna come out?
I don't think they can, honestly, because they're just so far behind now. Has to be the Gyro moving to get kills now. He's their only form of damage. Maybe you look to go to his lane and get the kill, or you have to move the Gyro, but it's not simple. Like, OG are going to know it's coming. As soon as they see Gyro off the map, they have good vision. They might have a Hawk lingering around there every now and then to scout the stacks. See him, they're just going to play passive. Or at least I hope they will, because they're playing so cleanly. They know exactly how this game's going. It's really nice to watch.
Yeah, Wyvern is also almost level 6. And the supports on Stark only level 4, so a nice experienced advantage there. And 5,000 net worth at 10 minutes in. That is ridiculous. We've got Gyrocopter. Oh gosh, he's glowing funky colors, and they could certainly get a pick off here. Beastmaster coming in for the Primal Roar. Who's going to be taking it from him? He's actually choosing to use it on Valix. He should probably... Oh, he doesn't need to worry about covering that spell because Rubik isn't level 6. And there's going to be a Splinter Burst killing off the AA. Optic Bone going to finish up Rubik, and Trixie, he's in a bad spot as well. More boards coming out. Who are they going to kill next? Ember's thinking about coming in, but the spin onto Trixie doing more than enough damage. A call down going to work on No Dale, but he doesn't seem to be taking anything. Winter's Curse as well. Shallow Grave. Nemphy is down. That is a 5-man team wipe. And a huge big gold exchange. Oh, a 3k gold exchange in favor of OG. They're already, it feels like 10,000 gold ahead at 10 minutes in. How do you come back from this if you're Stark? Is this just all very carefully positioned smokes, giving up your tier 2s in hopes of not taking bad team fights?
I'd like to be optimistic for them here, but I genuinely feel like their lineup's based around fighting and pickoffs, but OG are at the point where you can't really pick them off because they're stronger than you. They have their towers up, so you can't even expect them to be too far away from that. Team is always going to be there. Might get a kill on.
Yeah, Rubik is very dead. Spin in the cogs. Trixie might fall as well now. Got the minus armor on top of him. Can they take down Moon? It looks like finally gonna get a kill on their hands. That'll be a big exchange for them, and they'll take that for their Rubik, but I don't know if they can chase this. And up top, it looks like Boogie in the danger zone. No-Tail, maybe he can get it, but no, the Shallow Grave comes out, and No-Tail just immediately TPing out. Shallow Grave gonna be more than long enough to cover that spell. So what seemed to be a nice pickoff for Stark in the mid lane, just turning into disaster on that top.
Yeah, Boogie getting picked off there hurts because getting the kill mid is like, that's one good thing you have going for you, and then something bad just instantly happens, so...
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if this game's like 20 minutes before.
Yeah, too much map control. I think that...
Miracle.
Yep, gonna see what he can do up here. Moon also has his up. Valix just falling. Doesn't have any sort of escape mechanism. Throws the A blast, but it misses. He gets the frostbite proc, but Moon completely on point, making sure to dodge that, and Valix is inevitably gonna fall. It looks like there might have been action in mid as well, but we'll just follow this kill to its bitter end as the ice cream cone goes down. Ember Spirit does have an invis. Let's see if he can do it. He's the ice cream cone. Come on, you gotta know that. You play Dota.
I've not heard it before, honestly.
Oh, come on. There's gonna be a cooldown on crit. Steering chains as well. Oxyclone won't save you. Winter's Curse, though. Maybe there's gonna be some follow-up on Nempy, and Jug comes in. Miracle, as you said, has that blink, but maybe he blinked way too soon. You take damage still in that. Does he have backup? There's the Primal Roar on Boogie, and he goes down. Can they pick up Trixie? They still have the Omni Slash, and Miracle wanting to go in here. He's just gonna auto-attack down Trixie. He actually bothers to use the Omni Slash. I'm a bit surprised. No-Tail already has Necrobooks 3, just burning through this Ember Spirit of Miracle, already back up at full health with the help of his team, and I think he had... No, it's just a bounty. Yeah, he just, he had to regenerate. I thought he had one, I wasn't 100% sure there, so... Gonna do very well. They're just extending this lead. They almost have a 1,000 net worth lead per minute on the lineup of OG. 18-3, it's a bit of a stomp. I want to be positive and believe that Stark, if OG makes any type of mistake, can capitalize on this. The rubber band effect is real, but AA is level... I mean, look at these levels. AA's level 6... Rubik's level 7, and then Dazzle's level 9? You go maxed out. Oh, he actually puts a point in the poison touch. He hasn't even maxed out Shallow Grave and not feeling super like they needed.
Yeah, at the moment, Stark have what they need, this kind of point in the game, but when you relate it to what OG have top of that, it's just not enough. Like, 13-minute Necro Free, that has to be like one of the fastest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Hero.
And he's working on that Blink Dagger next. They have a Blink Dagger on Miracle as well. You don't get to defend. They will be just jumping into your base. They have enough heroes to back them up that it isn't one of those, like, one of their heroes is slightly up on high ground. You can take advantage of it with a cooldown, with a telekinesis. Everybody is so mobile right now on OG.
I wouldn't be surprised if No-Tail decides to go for a different item and maybe pick up bots or Vlads. Just at the moment, their cores aren't mobile enough that you need the blink. It's only the Ember, but you have the blink on Starladder, so you can follow up the crush.
Well, they managed to get the Searing Chains. There's going to be a cooldown, and they're taking out the Raid Boss with Miracle. Huge kill for them. He just overstayed his welcome, and now they hookshot onto Moon. They should have the damage here, but the immediate Primal Roar is their follow-up. The spin coming out of the Rubik, and it looks like Trixie might be the one to fall. Shallow Grave saving Moon's life. Will he burn out here, though? Stark, maybe the bounces? No, it doesn't look like OKC is able to get that, and Moon's going to escape. Still, a huge good kill on the Jug. That gave them probably over 1,000 gold. Yeah, we can see 1.6k gold. I mean, they got an 800 gold lead from that. At the same time, the rest of this OG lineup more than content to push by themselves. Oh, they can take out Roshan. I think with the Inner Beast that's already maxed out, yeah, he went the Inner Beast max, not the axes, they can just easily take Roshan with amp damage.
And Necro not being up might dissuade them a tiny bit until the Drug gets there, but he's looking to make his way over now. So.
Yeah. Now,
good thing about that exchange was the Ember getting the gold.
Yeah. So, and looked like, it'll teach Miracle a bit of a lesson. Don't overextend right now, but looks like they're ready to go into the Roshan pit and gem on Beastmaw. So that's what I wanted to ask about. I was going to say, when is this super early gem going to come out with all of their advantages? Rocket's going to be scouting, though. Maybe they can do something about Moon. Hookshot on cooldown for 3 more seconds, so that one's coming up, and no vision. They're actually...
They smoked on the high ground and didn't get scouted by this ward.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like OG knows either way. They have so much vision. This smoke might break. The Hawk might scout them first. Or the smoke might just go off cooldown.
OG playing this really well, knowing they don't have to pull the rush when they don't see any Stark's heroes.
Yeah.
And they might actually catch them out.
Oh goodness, it looks like we've got a little bit of a catch. The spin, Valix is already dead. No-Tail actually blinked into the AA blast. He's gonna take a crap ton of damage, but there's the shallow grave saving him up. Trixie's gonna go down, and they manage to pick up Rubik on the back lines, and now Nempy, just too much physical damage for an Ember Spirit. Boogie's desperately trying to get something, but the crits coming out, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the GG call. We're 26-5, another 5-man team wipe into the pockets of OG at a 2.5 thousand gold swing. Yeah,
They're
they are
playing
one.
this like near perfectly. Dark aren't putting any pressure on them, so that it's hard for them to need to deviate from their plan. But even without that, playing so cleanly, they know exactly what they're doing. Their calls are precise, their movements are good. Made 1 or 2 bad engagements, but I think that's just like you being a tiny bit cocky and overestimating your ability, and Stark being 5 heroes.
Yeah. So now, if anything, high ground is going to be really the test of the siege, but having an Aegis up makes it easy peasy time. They can certainly throw the AA blast at the pit, but I'm not even sure how much the lineup of OG will care about a level 1 AA blast. Here comes the rocket. Let's see what else they're doing. Maybe they just smoke up here on OG, make it look like they were going for the Roshan. They know that Stark is probably coming to contest this.
Yeah, it's the one thing that could go really badly for them, I feel. High ground's fairly safe, but they actually managed to find the Rubik.
Oh gosh, they've got a Primal Roar coming out onto Trixie. They've immediately picked off the Rubik. Ice Blast's gonna hit no one. And now Nempy, he's the one going down. Already has the minus armor. A cooldown. Miracle actually jumps into it, but he's just gonna spin, not caring about any of this damage. Trixie taking way too much, uses the hook shot in hopes of locking down Miracle. But Miracle, he doesn't have that ult. Winter's Curse onto Nempy on the other side as well. And it looks like Boogie's going down on one side. Valak's gonna go down on the other. And Ember Spirit, he is going to maybe get out, and that is the GG. Well played. Actually, Ember goes down near the Roche pit, and that, as you said, looking like it was going to be a 20-minute game, ends up being a 17-minute game, and yeah, that was it.
I've got to be honest, I'm kind of surprised it was a one-sided game, but she just played really well, and Stark themselves to a whole both games.
Yeah, feeling like, as you said, maybe an outdraft, maybe just OG on a different link. Either way, a great showing by both of the teams. Still pretty exciting games, even though it was one-sided. We had a lot of kills that second game, a bit faster than the first game, and yeah, I had a fun time.